Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As always, we'll be bringing you the biggest news from the fight world. Tune in and enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up with all the latest. And here we are.
Let's go!
Anthony Smith received one last reminder that the fight game is as harsh as it gets. Lionheart entered Saturday's UFC Kansas City co-main event knowing it would be the final fight of his 17-year career. But he was surely hoping for a better outcome, as he was battered and bloodied by fast-rising light heavyweight contender Zhang Mingyan. Zhang hurt Smith with an elbow in the opening round and then finished with ground and pound as Smith's blood splashed the canvas. Referee Jason Herzog gave Smith plenty of time to recover, but it became clear there was no coming back from Zhang's assault, and Herzog signaled the end of the fight and Smith's career at the 4:03 mark. Check out social media reactions to Smith's last fight. Anthony Smith retired following his loss to Zhang Mingyan, but it appeared he was ready for one more fight afterwards. During the UFC Kansas City post-fight show, Smith explained why he got so agitated that he was ready to delay his retirement to potentially throw a couple more punches on Saturday.
There was a guy in a Nebraska shirt and he was like booing me and flipping me off and kind of talking trash before the fight. But I was really focused on what I had to do. Then after the fight, his friend is cheering and he's still flipping me off and saying some pretty disrespectful things. I was so mad. He was wearing a Nebraska shirt. We're supposed to be family here. It's not a very big community of people here.
Charles Oliveira is the 2025 Forrest Griffin Community Award winner. Given out annually as part of the International Fight Week honors, the Forrest Griffin Community Award is personally selected by UFC CEO Dana White and recognizes fighters for their charitable efforts. During Saturday's UFC Kansas City event, Oliveira was announced as this year's recipient for his work with the Charles de Bronx Institute, which provides hundreds of local youth with the opportunity for a better future through free arts, education, nutrition, and jiu-jitsu. Oliveira will officially receive his award at the 2025 UFC Hall of Fame ceremony in June. Dana White says that Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev is done, but not for International Fight Week. When asked about Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev, Dana answers with a smile.
Couple you didn't announce that people were kind of hyped for. There's some rumors. There was rumors that it was going to be Khamzat DDP. Turns out that doesn't look like it's true. There's now rumors it's going to be Ilia Topuria versus Islam. Is that a
Well, we all know that fight's happening. The du Plessis versus Khamzat fight. It's happening. It's just not happening in the International Fight Week. That fight's done. Just not happening that.
And Ilia Islam?
What's that?
Ilia versus Islam?
We'll see. See how it plays out.
There's a couple.
Tom Aspinall's father expresses his frustration over waiting for the Jon Jones fight.
What you do?
Do you understand why fans are frustrated as well?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, stupid. I have no idea the reason why the UFC don't really want Tom to fight anybody else other than Jon Jones. Stay tuned. That's the message they wanted Tom to give out to people. And we had the meeting with Hunter, and they're going to try and fix the fight with Jon Jones, but we're still in April now, still waiting for this guy to say, I'll have a fight or I'll not have a fight. And I don't really understand that. He's a fighter who should be having fights. Why is he just still sat around, not giving an answer as to whether he's going to fight or not? Tom's done all he can do. You know, he's fought in the middle of the night to defend an interim. He fought for an interim because the fight was on for him to do an interim and he couldn't turn it down, and he won that. What else can he do? He can fight lesser people than Jon Jones, lesser ranked people than Jon Jones, but that means that he may miss the opportunity to fight Jon Jones, which is a massive opportunity because he's the champion and he's the best there's ever been, and if Tom beats him, that's great. And what other choices he got to sit around and fight one? You know, he could fight number 8 ranked guy now. Why should number 1 fight number 8? I don't know. It's all a bit funny to me. I don't know.
Dana White says he's still confident that Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall will happen in 2025.
He's obviously John versus Tom Aspinall. This week was a funny one. Someone reported that the fight's done, it's got a date, then the next day someone reported the fight's off, and John's not taking it. Where do we stand with that fight?
Everything you hear is bullshit until we say it.
So that fight is still the target for both men?
I've said it many times that's the fight that we want to make this year. Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, you said you were super confident. It's definitely going to happen. Are you still super confident?
Still super confident.
Cool.
Kamaru Usman will fight Joaquin Baakley at NAGBRA UFC Atlanta on June 14th.
You know how they be, Henry. They said I was, gonna do this, do that, do this, do that. But guess what, Henry? I'm tired of all the talking. I had to take a little bit of sabbatical, like I've said, but now I'm back from that sabbatical. That's right, Henry. You heard it right. Your boy is back.
Joaquin Baakley just dropped a promo for his fight against Kamaru Usman, and it goes hard.
Then on top of that, you add the wrestling and then just the physicality he imposes both behind his striking and his grappling. I think this guy is a huge problem at 170 pounds. And again, I am confident to say that he will fight for a UFC belt. I don't discard the idea of Joaquin Baakley being UFC champion.
His way to a TKO. Usman is on the radar at welterweights. Takes the judges right out of it. Wow! Doctor stoppage, but Joaquin Baakley dominates against Colby Covington. Welcome to the big time, New Monster.
Conor McGregor calls for the people of Ireland to stand against their treacherous government.
We cannot let this regime label us and divide us. That's what they seek. There's no benefit to us warring in the street or clashing in the street. Look, if you look at both sides, right, there's two rallies today. The National Rally for Ireland. It's a rally against the policies of this government, which has impacted all of us deeply in our soul, and too much so to ignore anymore. We do say no to racism, and we do rise up as a national rally to protest against these policies that have failed us as a country. So it's important for us to unite together as one. Hear each other out. We do not need to roar and shout. We need to be calm, speak clearly, speak with compassion. We want to hear your voice, and together our voice will be heard.
Alex Pereira working on his wrestling. Colby Covington is officially the backup fighter for the Belal Muhammad vs. Jack Della Maddalena bout at UFC 315. Eddie Hall is the world's strongest fighter. On Saturday, the former world's strongest man faced off with five-time world's strongest man champion Mariusz Pudzianowski at KSW 105. Billed as the world's strongest fight, the matchup was a throwback to the more absurdist days of MMA, and it played out just as one-sided, with Hall demolishing Pudzianowski in just 30 seconds.